Hey, what's up? In this video, I'm going to show you how I chose to beat the double or nothing challenge in Balatro. I'm going to talk through my steps. So hopefully after watching this, you'll have a clear path as to how you can do this too. So my basic strategy for the overall run is to be playing high cards. But for now, we just need to stay alive. So we'll be playing whatever we can to play as few cards and still make the blind. I found this beginning portion to actually be some of the most difficult parts of the run because I wanted to make sure I played as few cards as I possibly could, but still make the blind. So you need to be very particular with what you play and what you discard here. Alright, so we make the blind using a few too many cards than I'd wish we had. And now it's time to go to the shop where we need to get some jokers. We end up taking credit card here just to get our economy sorted. And then we look in the Arcana pack to see what we could work with. In this challenge, tarot cards are particularly good because each effect gets applied twice due to the red seal. Here you'll see me be a monkey and buy the idol for no reason, just because I forgot that you can't discover cards during a challenge run. Right now I'm basically doing the same strategy as I did in the first blind, where I'm trying to play as few cards as possible to hit the score that we need. But we don't really have any jokers that'll propel us there, so it's going to be a little painful for the beginning. In a second, you'll see me play a hand where I use cards that are debuffed already. This is good because I get the benefit of playing a 4 of a kind, which has high base chips and mult, but I don't debuff as many cards. Here, I was a monkey again because I only took this joker seeing the holographic and not realizing how insane this joker can be on a high card build where every card has a red seal. So to give you the rundown, this joker re-triggers all in-hand abilities, but with a red seal, it does it again. So for example, on a steel card, it'll re-trigger it 3 times. And if you have 2, it'll do 6 times. You can see how crazy this can get. So now we have the Mime, but don't realize its full potential. But we're pretty stoked to have the plus 10 mult every time. So for right now, we're pretty much cruising. We could play hands that have less cards in them, but still pass the blind. I'm intentionally not playing the cards that we just added mult to, because I just want to save them for emergencies only. And you can see later on that proves to be pretty helpful. You'll see me play a full house, which has 5 cards in it, but we're only debuffing 2 because 3 of them are already debuffed. But we still get the base chips and mult of a full house. I want to use as many tarot cards as possible so that we can enhance cards and have them be re-triggered by red seal. I use Judgment and get half joker. Half joker adds 20 mult if the played hand contains less than 3 cards. So now between the holographic of Mime and half joker, we have a guaranteed 30 mult every time. Now that we're feeling better about the build, we open another Arcana pack. There's nothing really great in this one, so we just throw some mult onto 2 of our kings. Seeing how well our last Arcana pack went, we open another. This time, we actually get a tarot card that can add some money, so that we can finally start thinking about removing credit card. Even though we eventually get this to be a high card build, right now we can't be playing high cards because they're too low of a level and we don't have jokers that can support that. So we enhance those and we play a full house because the base chips and mult are very good. It's from that last blind I start realizing I need to do something to get this high card build off the ground. And what better way to do that than with Burnt Joker? Burnt Joker upgrades the base chips and mult of the first discarded hand in that round. Since we're only playing high cards, we're guaranteed to level up our hand every single round. It's this Joker that makes me feel super confident at this point that we can get a serious high card build off the ground. Feeling a little lucky, so we hit him with a reroll and then move on to the next. From here on out, we're going to play as many rounds as we can to give us more opportunities to level up Burnt Joker. And the best part is that the cards you use to level up can be debuffed, so you can just discard your junk. I'm actually going to play debuff cards because right now we're in a spot where we can consistently hit the blind without using any of our fresh cards. I'm basically going to use tarot cards whenever I can in this challenge. And actually death is very good for this challenge in general because you can turn a debuff card back into a fresh card. Also, Spectral packs are pretty good because a lot of the penalties are gone when you're playing high cards. Because hand size doesn't matter, and destroying a card to gain a few more new cards doesn't matter because you're just playing high cards. Every card you have can be played. Also, it's not that bad because you're gaining, in the worst case, 2 new fresh cards. This boss is a little annoying because now we can't level up our high card, but in terms of beating it, it's not anything to worry about. You could see that I did give it a little too much respect because I played 2 fresh cards on it, but I just wanted to make sure we cleared it because we only had 2 hands left. Seems like a theme, but here you get to see my monkey brain in action again because we get Blue Joker, but we're too preoccupied on Grabber, giving us an extra hand every time. So Blue Joker gives us +2 chips for each remaining card that we have in the deck. This is great because we play high cards. We have 5 hands and we have 3 discards, but we use 1 discard on leveling up Burnt Joker every time. So really, worst case scenario, we have 2 discards of 5 cards, which is 10, and then 5 played hands, which is 5. So that's 15 cards played out of a 55 card total deck, which is 40 left over, making Blue Joker give us 80 chips worst case scenario. We finally sell Idol, which has been doing us literally nothing right now, I think. And we replace it with Blue Joker. It might look stupid to you what I'm doing right now, but I just want to make sure that all of my fresh cards have the red seal so that I don't accidentally play one without a red seal and not score what I thought I would be. Because of this run specifically, I feel pretty mojadocious about Spectral packs. Should we take one? Like I said earlier, -1 hand size really doesn't affect us because we're just playing high cards. So I would love to add negative to a Joker that's not credit card so that we have more space to play around. Luckily it hits the Blue Joker, so now we could put our efforts into building our economy back so that we could sell credit card and maybe have a better Joker in its place. We're feeling extra lucky, so I hit some judgment, but we get superposition and I really don't want that. So we sell that, hit an Arcana pack, watch Wheel of Fortune mock us while we hit another judgment. And we get a Bloodstone, which isn't like really good right now, but it'll help, I guess. Kind of doing our standard stuff right now, just kind of cruising. I think about it for a sec, but I'm not really loving what I'm seeing. So we hit him with a reroll. Still not really loving what I'm seeing. But we upgrade the high card. Move on. I mean, you know the drill by now. So it's pretty standard each round for a little bit. Then it gets pretty spicy later on. We get Fibonacci, which is actually pretty good, but I end up forgetting about it. What it's gonna do is add 8 mult to any ace, 2, 3, 5, or 8 played, but if it has the red seal, then it's gonna add 16. Just like that, with not much thinking, another round's complete. We're gonna grab the Fool here and then open an Arcana pack to see if we like any of these cards better than leveling up a high card. But we don't, so we level up the high card. Then we're gonna hit him with a little bit of death and get another ace, which is Fibonacci, but we don't really realize that right now. Yeah, so base chips and mult are halved, which kind of spooked me a little bit. So I use this 2 here to kind of feel out what I'm capable of. That wasn't too bad, so we're just gonna stick to playing debuffed cards again. Yeah, so I think this is the 3rd time I've seen superposition in the shop, or anywhere really. Pretty annoying. It's like following me around, trying to haunt me. This is a big moment right here. I'm really thinking hard. Put my thinking cap on. We do it. Our economy's pretty good. So I'm thinking we just sell credit card and we're gonna get the sickest Joker ever. Okay, so I'm pretty bummed out because we don't have a lot of money and that rare card doesn't really help us. But you're gonna see a big brain little play over here. So I want Ride the Bus because we could totally control if we play face cards or not. So what I do, I sell credit card. I, for some reason, think I have enough money to buy that. Then, since the rare card is free, we're gonna scoop that up. Then we're gonna sell it back. And then we buy what we want. And that's how it works. Now, just to be clear, this is another Joker that I will forget all about. 1 in 7 cards get drawn face down. Oh no. It's not like we play 1 card every time. Now Dusk looks like it helps, but it really doesn't because we're only playing 1 card. We'll come back to you. First we gotta hit a little Arcana pack, see what we can get. Now it's at this point I realize how insane Mime is and how insane the Chariot is with Mime. So that's sinking in right now. Let me understand. Okay, you got it? Alright, good. We're gonna throw that on a 9. And now that I understand the true power of this build, I'm gonna make it my whole thing to seek out Chariots from here on out. Now it's funny to me that most of these rounds are literally lasting 9 seconds, like this round for example. That's just a sign that we got a good build going. And not that I'm a monkey just playing high cards. But then again, you know, ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Nah, but like seriously, this was actually a very good decision. You'll see that later on. I need to really hammer it home that I haven't been playing face cards only by chance. Also, I couldn't see before, so right now I'm just gonna slow down the game speed. I don't know if you know you can do that. You can slow it down, speed it up. I'm slowing it down so I can see exactly how many times the Steel 9 is gonna re-trigger. It ends up being 3. I'll spoil it for you. I know I said it before, but after actually seeing the steel card re-trigger 3 times, my entire goal for the rest of this run is to get chariots so that I can make more steel cards and bring this molt to the moon. Yeah, we're pretty much doing our standard little technique here. Except now we just got to make sure that we're playing 5 cards and that the 5 cards we play when combined are still a high card. You'll see here we could pretty much sneeze and beat this blind, but I just want to make sure that the hand that I'm playing doesn't waste any fresh cards unnecessarily. So looking back, I probably could have played those 5 right there, even though it's a pair. But I'm just looking for a high card with 5 debuffed cards. I end up playing this hand hoping that this doesn't count as a played hand and make everything debuffed. And it actually works, so we're fine. So now we finally get what we want. We play that, we beat the boy, and that's pretty much that. So yeah, I don't know who's counting, but I think this is the 3rd time we've seen clearance sale and the 5th time we've seen superposition. So yeah, I mean, I think I got the hint. So we're gonna go with clearance sale because my goal is to get as many tarot cards as possible. And even though we only have this ante and then the next one, I think it could help us get more steel cards. Here's me finally remembering we have Ride the Bus and miraculously not resetting it. And honestly, I'm kind of disappointed with how little molt it's got for us. So that's where I kind of consider maybe selling that for a better joker down the line. Yeah, I'm pretty much thoroughly disappointed by everything I'm seeing in the shop, so I decided it's probably better to save our money and splurge on some tarot cards. Hopefully get the chariot. Yeah, I start feeling a little insecure about the build because we don't really multiply the added molt that we have other than through the steel card and the mime. So I'm really considering going ramen, but I don't. We instead open an Arcana pack, hopefully to get some chariot, and I guess I'll take money. Then it's always a good habit to go through your build and see what you could part with. But I don't think I can, and I kind of have a lot of money, so I'm just going to blow through the rerolls. We get Supernova, and I'm licking my lips right now, and I'm looking at how many times we've played high card. We played high card 30 times. That's a no-brainer. We take Supernova over Ride the Bus every day of the week. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I see that 140,000, and I'm pretty afraid. So I'm not really gonna hold back too much here. I do want to use this 8 to sort of feel out where we are and how many cards we're gonna have to play. And it's looking like it's gonna be a battle. So I'm not holding back at all. I mean, this is where we're gonna see the fruits of Grabber and Nacho Tong and me being a monkey come into play. We actually get the 9 also, which really helps because without this 9 we were screwed. Also, I think it's funny, for some reason this was the round I decided to be very mindful of playing face cards because of Ride the Bus, but then I realized we just sold it, so we could have been playing face cards the whole time, and we actually ended up getting it. This is pretty bittersweet to see Terra Merchant in the final ante, but we take it anyway because we're desperate and we need more chariots. That's the name of the game. I always try to make it a habit in the very first blind to look at the last blind so you're not blindsided. And I'm not too happy that we got an extra large blind boss, but I don't know if that's actually default by the challenge. I'll have to look at that. So I just looked and yeah, no, that's just my luck there. Gotta get 2 extra large boss blinds. And yeah, of course, when I need more tarot cards, I get nothing. I get Hanged Man again. This is the second time we've seen that. I mean, we literally need just one more steel card, and then we're in the clear, I feel like. This is the first time I look at my full deck, and I didn't realize how rough it actually is. So it's making me a little bit even more worried for the boss fight coming up. We get another Arcana pack. We open it immediately. And then we see Wheel of Fortune, and it's just like, oh, were you looking for somebody else? And then we're like, no, of course not. And it goes, no. We throw a little Hail Mary up, the little money we have left in the tank, and we get a dud. And we get a dud. At this point in the sequence of events, I'm furious. I'm like, we came this far just to lose on the last boy. So I know that we need to hunt down the 9 with the steel on it. But I also know that Blue Joker gets hurt whenever we discard a lot of cards. So I'm trying to find a happy little balance while also discarding the ace, which gives us 16 mold. So just keep that in mind that I did that. Oh, and we also get the 9, by the way. I see that 50,000, the gears start turning in my head. I'm like, okay, if we could just do that every time, we'll barely just make it. And then I hit him with the ace and I see 60,000. I'm like, oh, this is very doable. My hope is coming back. We hit him with another ace. Guess what? We get another 60,000. I'm like, oh, we might be able to do this in even fewer. Boys, we hit him with a king. I'm like, easy peasy. 43,000? I'm like, uh-oh. Keep in mind, I forgot all about Fibonacci at this point. It was just by chance that I played 2 aces. Looking back, that discard was a pretty risky move because I lose 8 chips from that, from the blue joker. And it's looking so tight now. This is the only option I have. So we hit him with it. Oh, just barely do it. Yeah, that was a crazy run. I'm so glad I finally beat that challenge because I felt like it was impossible. I hope this helps you, and I hope this maybe gives you some inspiration or at least a pathway to complete this challenge. If this helped you in any way, please leave a comment. I'd love to see that this is actually helping people complete these challenges. Also, this was the first of this kind of video that I've done, so let me know if you enjoyed it. And if you enjoy my videos in general, consider subscribing and liking and commenting and all that stuff. Alright? Thanks. Peace.